ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Swift.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Taylor Swift performs All Too Well, parentheses 10-minute version, parentheses Taylor's version, parentheses from the vault.
Is that real? That's the real title on Spotify, right?
That is the real title.
Unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
It's like PEMDAS is a song title.
What order do I do these operations in? I have talked at length about this all week long, and I'm not about to stop now. So buckle up, everybody. First of all, I think it's important to provide a little context for some people who are somehow out of the loop.
Live under a rock.
What's happening here. Taylor Swift does not own the masters for her first 6 albums. They were sold out from under her, actually. She wanted to buy them. They didn't offer them to her. They sold them. So in an attempt to regain control of her artistic creations, she is now re-recording those albums. So she started on Fearless, which was her second album, and now she's doing Red, which came out on Friday. And so on the original version of Red, there was this song called All Too Well. It was never a single. I don't think the label really thought anybody was going to care about it. I don't think Taylor really thought anybody was going to care about it. But it became a fan favorite. It was the best song she'd ever written up until Folklore and Evermore, and then we can maybe have a debate about it. But we, the Swifties...
Wow, 1989 erasure. Sorry.
Damn.
Wow.
I love every album, but All Too Well was a lyrical storytelling masterpiece.
Okay.
Okay, keep going. So she's re-recording, releasing.
This was a huge song, and we, the Swifties, just connected with it because it's such like it's just a really good piece of storytelling, and it connects with you, especially if you've been through a relationship like that. Like it's just really good. And so we've known all this time. This album came out in 2011. The original version of this song was 10 minutes long. And so for 9 years, people have begged her to release the 10-minute full version of the song because everyone loves it so much. We're like, we need to know what was missing. Okay. So for all that time, we waited, and now the Red re-release came out Friday, included the 10-minute version of All Too Well. And it has extra lyrics, like a whole extra like bridge and verse at the end. And it's so good, it makes me want to die. And as just yet another piece of context and a quick aside, there's a lot of controversy about her like releasing a diss track 10 years later, like she's a crazy person. But like, it's like this whole narrative, like she'll never get over things. She's so dramatic, and that's just asinine. I can't even fully get into it. But
who said that? Let's go beat them up. I mean, like
everyone, like so many people think this, and I'm like, guys, she's re-recording these albums to own the masters, and she included the extended version because we wanted it.
Fans.
She's not like
fans. Yeah.
She's not like sitting in her bed crying over Jake Gyllenhaal every night. She's doing this like for us. She's very happy where she is. She's not mad at Jake Gyllenhaal. She's just like releasing the song because we wanted it. So
I will say you cannot say that Taylor Swift is not dramatic though.
She's absolutely dramatic. And that's not an insult. Like that's
in the best way.
Where we get our beautiful music. Yeah.
Right. So that was a whole rant. Thank you for tuning in. Now, so to the performance that was to die for. The leaves, the snow, the arrangement. Like it's already a new song, but it was arranged slightly differently. I was initially upset that I couldn't do the standby line this weekend because my mom's in town. But then after it was over, I was like, thank God. Because if I was in the room, they would have to escort me out. I would be like
you would have been screaming and crying and throwing up.
Yes, like they would have to have me out. So I've made absolutely no attempt to give an unbiased review. So hopefully, Katie, how did you feel about this absolutely perfect and flawless piece of art?
Oh boy. I liked it a lot. Immediately, it was very clear the audience was full of Swifties.
Yes.
Not just from the introduction, but then once she got to the first like new verse or new bridge, like people got really excited.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. It's one of those things where you can't like consume it without that context, I feel like. And with that context, it was nice. Like didn't she say on a late night show recently that the song isn't like hers anymore? It's the fans. Like that was the feeling of it. It's like it's a really sad breakup song, but like she seemed kind of happy doing it because I think she knows that so many people connect to it. And like she's also now performing it when she's in a much different place in her career. Like she's not a punchline anymore because of her boyfriends. She's in a happy relationship. So that came through, which was really nice. And now I think you're going to somehow punch me through the computer screen. But it wasn't the most impressive vocal performance in the world. We can be honest. But that's not why I listen to Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? I don't think I listen to her for storytelling, for the songwriting. That was there. Again, it was no 2014 Grammys, but she was like channeling that energy, which I liked. But she crushed the bridge, which is my favorite part. There was like some parts in the chorus where I was like, you really gotta stick that note. But it didn't take me out of it. I still loved it. I think it was an insane flex to do one 10-minute song. That was crazy. But like amazing that she did it. I was initially also like, I don't know how I feel about the film in the background. And I was like, what if she lets the dialogue play?
I started wondering early on. I was like, wait, are we going to watch the fight scene? Yeah. I don't know that I need that tonight.
Yeah. I did think, I was like, well, that's like even longer than 10 minutes. They would never let her do that. But I did actually, as it was going on, I liked that it was playing behind her. I liked that she had a guitar this time instead of behind the piano. I think it was great. I think, it wasn't, there were some nicks or whatever, but I really liked it. I'm really glad that she did this. It was hilarious. And I'm very glad we saw her in a sketch beforehand too.
Yes. I'll accept that criticism because you're right. Like Taylor Swift's a good singer, but like she's not like, Katy Perry can belt a song, right? Or Ariana Grande can belt a song. Taylor Swift's, we're here for her songwriting, and she can sing decently well. Like Charlotte, tell us why you thought it was everything imperfect.
I mean, I really did think it was everything imperfect. I'm going to be so honest. And I have to say that I began many years ago as a very reluctant Taylor Swift fan. And it was only when, God bless these friends, it was my freshman year in college at Vanderbilt in Nashville. So obviously she was playing a Nashville show.
Right.
And these friends of mine had tickets to go. They were huge fans. And this other friend of theirs.
Which era was it?
Good question.
2010. I don't know, whatever that was.
That's like this era. Or no, it's before
No,
this.
it would have been before Red.
Speak
right?
Now.
It would have been
maybe?
Speak Now.
Yeah.
Dear John.
Yes. Because like Mean, I think, and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, they're like, no, this person can't go anymore. Like, you should come take their ticket to that. And I was like, I don't know. Like, totally not going to go. And then finally, my friend pulls me aside and he's like, Charlotte, 12-year-old girls would kill themselves for this ticket. You are coming. And I was like, okay, got it. Like, and went. And it was like, to this day, one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And I instantly became a Taylor Swift fan at that point and then listened to every new album that came out, like obsessed with her. So I have a real respect for her live show abilities. Like she knows how to work a crowd and connect. And even if she might not always be like exactly vocally correct, I don't have a great ear for pitch. So to me, she sounded great. Like, I think she does know how to like feed the energy and like give the people what they want. And so that I really respect and love. As for this performance, loved the leaves, agree. I actually did love the film playing in the background. I loved the lighting work. I love how it was this warm glow that made you feel like fall and you were upstate with them. And I was like, yes. And then I love when the lighting changed right for that moment where she delivered the line that gives me chills to this day, which is like, or to this day, it's only been out for like 2 days, but gives me chills every time I rewatch it, which is, I've never been that funny, but the joke goes that, I've never been that funny, but the joke goes that I
was never good at telling jokes, but the punchline goes, I'll get older and your lovers stay the same age.
Oh, so good.
She had like a little smile. She had like a wry little smile too. Where she was like
pleased with herself at multiple points.
Yeah.
I was pleased too. I'm not as pleased with the line after. That kind of fell flat, but fine. Like I love this line. And I loved everything about it. And then I loved the ending. She added that little new mix where they came up and they said like those lines on repeat or something.
Yeah, those like that like acapella ending was haunting.
Haunting. I was a little nervous about would a full 10 minutes hold me, and a full 10 minutes held me.
Yeah, I think because it's new. If this was 2 weeks after it came out, but no one, I mean, except for Catherine, I guess, had the chance to like listen to it that many times.
No, I would argue that that's a testament to her live performance capabilities. And I also do think that if you had been there, I did love that we could go from focusing on the movie and then close-ups of her face.
Mm-hmm.
Which if we were there in person, I don't know if we would have gotten all that. I don't know if, So that part was really
distracting,
cool.
maybe.
Well, I don't know if you could have seen her as closely. Because, like, if you go see a concert, you can get those, you see the big screens and close-ups. Like, I don't think they have that at SNL. So I
they
think
have like monitors all around, but
okay,
you
maybe
you want to kind of watch it live, so you just kind of seeing it all.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to make you feel better, but
it would have been terrible.
Well, I already feel okay because I would have embarrassed myself.
I was gonna say my last thought is that, and this is again a compliment, but I like that Taylor Swift is still like pretty cringe and like really dramatic and over the top, and just like the head bagging and all that stuff, and like she's not. Some artists, they get super popular and are like, well, now I'm cool. Like now I'm gonna do all this like sleek stuff. Like I'm gonna change my sound. And Taylor Swift is like, no. I'm still gonna like open my heart and bleed on stage,
right? And
like be so dramatic and like feel all my feelings in front of you, because that's the whole point. Like she didn't decide like, oh, okay, like,
right.
I'll do Starcross now. That's me shading Casey Musgraves. But I feel like Taylor Swift almost like she even like reposted one of the like Taylor Swift nights at some party when everyone's singing All Too Well, and she said something like, this is why I do it, to make people feel things. And like I think she knows that her music is like a place for people to feel their feelings.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like having it be approachable. Like you can feel your feelings to Phoebe Bridgers songs, but it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna necessarily like sing that with your girlfriends driving to a party. You know, it's like a different thing that Taylor Swift scratches that itch that like, certain girls need.
But I will say, to your point, I think it's because she commits so hard in these live performances, like you said, that one could say that maybe it's cringe. It makes everybody else feel safe to sing along and feel all the feelings in a quote unquote over the top way, when really they're just like feeling it deeply. So I do respect that about her, that she doesn't feel this need to become sort of more buttoned up and cool, quote unquote. I love that she feels all of the feelings.
So Taylor Swift, big win, perfect, flawless, iconic, dare we say. Absolutely loved it, absolutely adored it. Do not come at me. If you want to see our full sketch by sketch review, search for SNL Afterparty on Patreon or subscribestar.com.